Итак, здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, с вами Серега Коржгамейс, и мы продолжаем играть в американский футбол. Да, второй тур у нас уже довольно-таки давно стартовал. 8 игр уже сыграно. Напомню, это были игры команд, которые победили в первом туре. Ну и стартует вторая, так сказать, восьмерка. Команды, которые свои игры проиграли. Ну и начнем мы с матча Carolina Panthers против Indianapolis Colts. Каролина и Индианаполис у нас, да, проиграли. Индианаполис проиграл Буффало, по-моему. Ну да, а Каролина проиграла Балтимору. Напомню, в овертайме. Что ж, давайте начинать. Я, как всегда, замолкаю. Увидимся уже в следующих видосах. Ну а вы не забывайте подписываться на основной канал, на спортивный. Ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии. Жмите на колокольчик, заходите на Бусти. Также буду рад у вас видеть на стримах. Все ссылки будут в описании. Погнали наслаждаться американским футболом.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Panthers and the Colts, and it comes your way next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Brandon Gaudin here with Charles Davis. And CD, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one. Each of them, in his own way, was something to prove, you'd think, for 2021. Sam Darnold of the Panthers, Carson Wentz of the Colts.
And Brandon, I'll tell you, the word fear comes to mind because we know that fear is a great motivator in this league. Fear of losing your job, fear that you don't have it anymore, fear that your backup is really playing well and coming for your job. Your current situation may not work out. That often inspires guys to better play. Let's see if we get that in this one.
The kicker, Zane Gonzalez, ready to get this one started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled into 15. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
Line line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Wentz. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be ground well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Throwing is Wentz. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Back deep, Alex Erickson. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here are the Panthers under head coach Matt Rule. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall selection back in 2018 from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Darnold on 3rd down. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's exactly what you're looking for, the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. Nifty move. And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Brian Burns able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A give running left, it's McCaffrey. Oh, what a juke into space. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. That caught by Trimble. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Darnold on 1st down. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. Ronnie Anderson there to make the grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Wentz on third down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon. A third and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That fifth defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Panthers now set to take over offensively. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. The 20, 10. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wentz, he'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. Wentz gonna throw. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Got a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half. There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. First down throw, Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. And a dangerous throw there. Incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw, Darnold. And this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing again is Darnold. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. First down, it's Darnold. He's going to look deep for Moore. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 47 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Colts, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. But the Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
To the air again, Darnold. That's complete over the middle to Anderson.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Carolina. All over you.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Darnold now to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
2nd and 20. Draw play, Darnold giving to McCaffrey. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the 2nd half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this 2nd half.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On the counter, it's Taylor. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run once more with Taylor. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime makes had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See who can drive the bus here again on this drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Darnold. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Forced out to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On first down, Wentz. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Second and 10. Now Wentz. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
And now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a third and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the fifth time here today. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up first and 10 at their 38. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He gets away from one, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Well, you know me, partner. I never tell you to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
This is McCaffrey. Shifts past him at the 45. Powering his way forward. Still fighting for more. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 49 yards. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Christian McCaffrey is as tough to bring down as they come at the running back position, and he proved it right there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 21-7.
Colts 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Taylor. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Working from the gun, Wentz. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. Going up top. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3. McCaffrey. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an...
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall there to make the grab. And the Panthers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter, because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Wentz now on 1st down. And the catch made by Hilton. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Burns. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just about on his own goal line. Here comes Erickson. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. We got this. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
Так, ну что ж, вот такой вот матч у нас получился. Ну и Каролина просто Индианаполис разгромила 28-7. Тем самым набирает уже, по-моему... Да, набирает она у нас уже 4 очка, как я уже говорил, по-моему, в первом видео. Система очков у нас стандартная для меня лично. Победа 3 очка. В основное время я имею в виду. Поражение 0 очков. Победа в овертайме 2 очка. Поражение в овертайме 1 очко. Ну и что ж, как-то так. Ладно, увидимся в следующем видео. С вами был Серега Корж-Гамес. Не забывайте подписываться на основной канал, на спортивный. Ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии, жмите на колокольчик. Ну и заходите на Бусти. И также заходите в стрим-канал. Увидимся. Всем пока.